When it comes to small businesses leasing storefront or office property, some of the main things that you have to consider obviously are the key terms like base rent, but there's also a term that's typically called either additional rent or operating costs. And a lot of times that's kind of the general cost of running the building or the project that the landlord will bill back to the tenants on a percentage basis of how many square feet they rent out of the whole building or project. And so you just want to check that definition of what those operating costs or CAM costs are going to be to make sure it's in line with your expectations. For smaller tenants, it's permitted use. And so you can put in the lease basically no other person at this shopping center can have the same business as me. If I operate a Taekwondo studio, then you can't have kickboxing in the next tenant down. You can put some of those restrictions on landlords just so from a competitive perspective, you're not getting shut out by the other tenants. And then another thing too is alterations and restoration. So to make alterations to the building, whether it's signs or maybe you're adding in some sort of feature to the building, a lot of times it's going to require landlord approval. So you want to make sure that either landlord can't unreasonably withhold their consent or you agree to some of these alterations beforehand. And then on the back end, you also want to make sure what your restoration obligations are. So when you move out, what are you supposed to do? Do you have to completely demolish everything? Or do you agree with the landlord that you can kind of leave things as they are if you're making some sort of specified alteration before you're moving into the lease?